I'm just gonna go live, and I will figure out the rest of the setup as we are here. I have an exciting live stream for everyone today. We're gonna talk about decentralized science. We're gonna give somewhat of a market update on everything. I was just listening to part of Bankless's DeSci premiere. They literally just ended it, so they premiered it for about an hour and 20 minutes, hour 24 minutes actually. We're not going to listen to it here. I have to go through and listen to the entire thing, and then I will clip parts of it to react to for certain videos, because they were interviewing Brian Armstrong and Patrick Joyce from Research Hub. A lot of fascinating stuff going on over there, and a lot of information just given out for free here. It's mind-blowing to me, and I'm sure MK here will agree with me, it's mind-blowing to me how little most of crypto Twitter, most of people in crypto are giving towards decentralized science. There was only 112 views on this. How insane. I think at the peak there were like 256 people watching, which is such a small amount of people for 214,000 subscribers to Bankless. Like, we're almost at those numbers. No, I'm just kidding. But there was one person who kept saying the same thing over and over again, and I think that this is important we address. This is something that we definitely need to address, but I will get back into the research coin tokenomics in a couple minutes. First, I want to go through and see how everyone's doing. How did everyone's Monday going so far? I know we just woke up, but hopefully you're not hungover from the weekend. Hopefully you did stuff to get yourself ready for what's coming, because as Goku Batman just said, Bitcoin is below $41,000. Are we still bleeding? Well, yes, in fact, sir, we are at the precipice of a massive bleed, in my opinion. And so you must make sure that you are ready to take advantage of whatever downswings in the market we have. I know there's a lot of lines on this chart right here. This orange one here is just the halving. So as we approach the halving, Bitcoin continues to bleed. The thing that I want to showcase to everyone is how on the weekly, we did not close above the area that I was saying we needed to close above to maintain momentum in the market. So we had this week, this giant red wick. This was the launch of the Bitcoin ETF. So we're entering into the third week here post Bitcoin ETF launch. And I was saying all last week that this weekly candle, which ended up closing as a little Doja Cat candle, needed to be above 44,000 for us to continue that uptrend, for it to negate the fucked up looking candle from previous, the one that was all wick. Anytime a candle is all wick, there is a war going on. There's a change in direction that is imminent. That is indicative of just the nature of each candle. Remember, we talk about it many times in the past, because we go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single candlestick here is a war that's being played out between the buyers and the sellers. And this giant wick tells me that there was a bloody war that happened. A massacre, one might say. A pump and then a dump. And we needed to close above to show support. We needed to close above the open of that candle on the weekly to show support that we could continue that momentum. And we did not. We closed actually even lower than the bottom, right? We closed even lower than the bottom of that last week's candle. Now we're opening and immediately starting to bleed. This is significant because there's a very strong trend line that Bitcoin was following from about halfway through October. You can see this orange line here. I'll make it bold just for the time being here. 4 pixels. You see that trend line? We had been riding it for the most part for well over a couple, like 2 or 3 months, since October. Right? So end of October, November, December, January, we were riding that line. And the Bitcoin ETF spiked up and then immediately sold straight off and closed below it for the first time since that time period. We then came back up, got rejected, and are now on our way back down. So it's game over. That uptrend is no longer in play. We are currently trying to find a local support. We're going to continue to bleed until we find support. Maybe you can make an argument that we'll find support down here, right? So you got to pay attention. Now we're on the hunt. We're on the hunt, guys. Where is that support going to come from? Where is Bitcoin going to find its next layer of support? Maybe it finds it here. I don't think it will. I just don't think it will. I think we got time to bleed. And the reason being, if I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys, the reason being is this man, Benjamin Cohen. Have you guys seen Ben Cohen before? I'm curious. I'm gonna make a poll out of it actually to engage with the audience because the app is telling me I should. Start a poll. Start a poll. There we go. Good morning, guys. Cryptopreneur says, Gene will be game changer. I could not agree more with you, my man, and we will touch on Gene in just a few minutes. I'm on holiday. Let's go, Goku Batman. I think Bitcoin is in its emo phase, and I'm here for it. Let's go. Is that English? Probably not. Oh man, no. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me take a sip of coffee, calm my brain down a little bit. Now that the intro is gone, likely everyone from here on out is just going to be people, I looked at the wrong camera, is just going to be people who are here with us live. Usually the people who click on the live streams after the fact are only there in the beginning. So I got to like feed them information, feed them attention so they stay. We got 75% of you guys saying no, you've never watched Ben Cohen before, or you don't watch him. He's been a bear since 2022, December, not to be trusted. Interesting, because he's been long Bitcoin. He's been heavily long Bitcoin. I think he's been semi-bearish on altcoins, and truthfully, I like him for his Bitcoin information. So in most of his market updates, he talks about this phenomenon with Bitcoin that has happened multiple times. Where'd it go? Get out of here. I don't need that. We're going to go to a cleaner Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin stamp. Yeah, that's cleaner. He's talked about it on multiple occasions in which when Bitcoin breaks below the 8-week, when Bitcoin fails to hold the 8-week moving average as support, which it failed to do last week, when it breaks below, we often get large-scale pullbacks, right? So from the point that it broke below the 8-week here, we saw a 15%, 13% pullback. From when it failed to hold the 8-week here, we saw a 15, 16% pullback. When it failed to hold the 8-week here, we saw a 14.5, a 15% pullback. So carrying out some of that same logic, a 15% pullback would put us around the mid 35s from here. It corresponds more closely actually with what he calls as the bull market support band, which I believe is the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. So that's currently sitting at 36. When we broke the 8-week here, we fell to the bull market support band, he calls it. When we broke the 8-week here, we fell to the bull market support. When we broke the 8-week here, we fell below. And when we came up to test here, that's actually why I was not net, but my trading portfolio was short the market because I was expecting us to get rejected here. But then that fake ETF news launched and everyone realized they didn't own enough Bitcoin. We went on this rally and now that rally is coming to an end and I fully expect us to pull back at least to the mid 30s, which kind of corresponds with this area of support right here, right? We've seen this area of support back earlier when we broke above and managed to get to a new high. It also kind of like lines up pretty nicely with the previous support area, you know? So there's a lot of confluence at this point. So 35,000 is a good area to be paying attention to. We can also go ahead and go check out the liquidity zones on Bitcoin now, and then we'll get into some of the after we touch on the liquidity zones for Bitcoin, we're gonna go in and look at research coin tokenomics because part of what I was talking about, this guy was super bearish on research coins supply, and I want to explain why his claim is bankless. Oh, that was scary. I didn't understand why there was yeah, wow, that was at 100. So I just absolutely raped your guys' ears. I'm sorry.
Geniet samen van de rijke en vertrouwde smaak van Douwe Egberts bonen. Dat is de kracht van koffie. Douwe Egberts koffie.
Wow. Close enough.
I am Anatoly
All right.
Yakovenko.
I can't skip the
CEO
ad.
of Solana.
This is literally a
Today
scam.
marks a
This is
historic
actually a
day for us
scam.
at
We're catching
Solana
it
and
live
for every
again.
Sol holder
YouTube is
around the
allowing for
globe.
scam artists
In light of-
to pay to scam people. I can't even hear what that person was saying. I know it's a scam. Unfortunately, we gotta wait for this thing on the left here to reload, and then we can check out some of the liquidity zones. So I'm gonna give it a moment and read through some of the comments. Ben is one of the best crypto analysts in the space. Couldn't agree more, Logan. Another solid analyst is Rect Capital. I like Rect. I'm a fan of Rect. He's been wrong since 2022. I think you should revisit what he's been saying. Staying humbled. Real staying humbled. I don't know why my brain like mushes all of the letters of your name together into one. Research coin buybacks. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of scams that get put throughout the crypto markets. It's super unfortunate that like the social media websites literally allow for these scams to exist. They allow them to stay up and running. It's actually kind of disgusting that they not only is it's like one thing for the scam comments to exist. That's hard to deal with. It's another to accept payment from a scam artist as advertisement fuel. We'll come back and revisit this a little bit later. I want to look at the liquidity on a larger time scale. Liquidity on a small time scale, we're kind of in the midpoint for Bitcoin's price versus the liquidity, so it could go either way. You got the tendency for it to be slightly more bullish because there is more liquidity up above. I know this is a difficult thing to look at, but it's very, very useful if you can figure out how to read it. So looking at just this top section here, we got all the liquidity above with a little bit of liquidity below. And the price is closer to the below liquidity, but that usually indicates that we're going through somewhat of a reversal right now. So if I come in to a 1 minute, I would bet Bitcoin is slowly starting to trend back higher. Oh, and I'm wrong. It is falling off a cliff, baby. You guys are familiar with our VWAP? Our VWAP. Yeah, so all day Bitcoin has been trending below the VWAP. It tried to break above here but got rejected and instantly started coming back down. So got a bearish tendency on the market with 15 minutes until market open. We will see what the impact of market open is once 15 minutes has passed. It's funny because this is decaf coffee. Because I feel like I've been too reliant on the caffeine, you know? You only got one heart. I feel like I was drinking too much of it. Yeah, I am all alts and no Bitcoin. Yes. I do not own any Bitcoin. I would rather buy Bitcoin DeFi plays. I would rather buy plays that exist on top of Bitcoin. But we also got to pay our homage to Bitcoin's dominance, you know? Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin is more than 50% of the market. So while Bitcoin is anywhere close to 50%, you have to understand that it's going to determine where the rest of the market goes. Truthfully, while Bitcoin is over 35%, over a third of the market, the rest of the market's just going to follow with what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is king. You can't even deny it. It's just Bitcoin's not going to give me the returns that I know I can get elsewhere. So I'd be looking at altcoins almost exclusively, which is also why I'm 40% cash right now. My wife bought a decaf blend that's half the caffeine. Not a big fan. Yeah, you got to mix it in every now and then though, you know? Absolutely, Steven. And again, that's why I'm 41% cash right now. DeSci better get spanked. Are you joking? The portfolio's starting to get spanked a little bit. DeSci better get spanked. I got 41% cash that I need to deploy into it. My thinking is once this cash position gets close to about 50% of the portfolio, without me having changed or sold off too much more, I will start deploying some of the funds. I want to buy as much Gene as I possibly can right now, but I'm still getting sussed out. I still feel like we're going to go through a pretty large scale pullback. And I forgot to add yesterday's funds. So we changed the date to yesterday change date and time. Well, I got to see what the portfolio's value was yesterday. So yesterday we were sitting at $1,900 in the portfolio. So we're going to go to cash. We're going to go to the 21st, change the date, and we will be adding $19 of cash to the portfolio, because every single week you need to be deploying new funds into your portfolio. I choose to do it in stable coins. This is my version of dollar cost averaging. Every single week for the entire duration of this portfolio challenge, I am adding 1% of the portfolio's value in cash, in new money, because that compounds the compounding. I could take $100 and grow it into $10,000 through compound interest, through investing in cryptocurrency, through trading in and out of coins, or I could add an additional layer on top, right? Take that $100 and every week add 1% of the portfolio, 1% of what's there, and compound it even quicker into a higher number. So when given an amount of time, you need to make sure that you're utilizing all forms of compound interest. And there is no better way to do that than to add fresh money into your portfolio. If you don't have money sitting on the sidelines that you can add, then go get another job. Go up your income. That's going to be one of the most important things that sets you apart from a short-term speculative gambler into a long-term successful investor. That's what's going to set you apart, is the ability to thrive no matter what market condition is there. Imagine you're 100% invested in the market. Just imagine it. It didn't flow as smoothly as it did in my brain, but if you're 100% invested in the market, every single week you get more money that you could invest even harder. So you're never truly 100% invested in the market. I'm 50% Bitcoin, 40% research coin, and 10% Gene. Holy shit, Logan, that is concentrated beyond belief. But I kind of respect it, you know? 50% Bitcoin, so you got your solid foundation, and then 50% DeSci, 40% in research coin, 10% in Gene. I think it's far too concentrated, but I understand your conviction is valiant. Do you think sushi or uni will go back to all-time high? That's a good question, actually. I don't see why they wouldn't. You got to look into the tokenomics a little bit and understand that, because I don't know them off the top of my head. But I imagine that both of these projects are going to get more use than they did last cycle. And if there is any fundamental merit as to why it got up to $23 per coin, then it would make sense for them to reapproach those levels. But I don't know what the supply was like last time, you know? So we're looking, this first spike back here got us to the same market cap that we're currently at. This first little spike back here is kind of chilling right around the same, so it looks like it's not that bad. No hedge? What if all alts except a few go to zero? What do you mean? Are you saying that to Logan? Sucks cryo launching in these conditions. Yeah, they waited too long. They're still waiting too long. Speaking of cryo, they have 7 hours left. They have 7 hours left until they add liquidity. Low key, I think it's going to be beneficial for the longevity of the project to launch in not the pure euphoria and hype, but all these projects, like, nobody seems to understand how crypto flows. Nobody seems to fucking understand how cycles in finance flow. It's like they wait until everything is super bubblicious to start looking at launching something. It's like, no, you dumbasses. When things aren't looking super exciting, look into launching it. Get all your ducks in a row. Get ready. Because the tide's going to come back. And as the tide's coming back, put your thing out there. Launch it. 80% of you guys don't watch them. That's crazy. Which is fine. Not everyone has to watch the same people. I watch him because he's very level-headed. Yeah. Everyone waits until there's pure euphoria to start getting their ducks in a row. It's like, no, guys. No. That's not how you have sustainable long-term action. But nonetheless, I'm still excited about cryo. It's got too much funding not to succeed. What would you recommend to help me find coins to hop in and out of for max return? It totally depends on your time. It depends on so many things, dude. I don't think I could just give you it. You have to be paying attention to really social sentiment if you're going to be trading. You want to look at what is the market talking a lot about. But not just the coins, what is the narrative that everyone's hyped around for that time? What is the focus on in that moment? And start looking deep into that. You can go to CoinGecko. CoinGecko has a pretty good resource just because they list out all the different sectors. You know, they just list out a bunch of different sectors and you can kind of scour through all those sectors based off narrative and try and look for some plays in there. And yes, no coin can ever go to zero. No cryptocurrency can ever go to zero, period. No cryptocurrency, I'll say it again, no cryptocurrency can ever go to zero. I'll say it again because I know people don't understand or don't believe me. No cryptocurrency can ever go to zero. Anyone who says otherwise doesn't understand the fundamental basis of a free market. No cryptocurrency can ever go to zero. They can go to a limit function of zero, which is essentially zero as far as your portfolio is concerned, but it's a small technicality that is not to be overlooked. You can never go to zero. And I'll get my proof in the pudding here in just a second. Let me go ahead, because some people don't, I know people aren't going to agree with that, but let's look at something. I am a little spicy. Scoop doo 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 doo. Gotta give it time to load because it's got such low volume. Thank you, MK. I appreciate you. Your time's your most valuable investment. Just kidding, I'm not ending it yet. But I appreciate you for shouting it out. I do my best out here, I do my best. We got no trading volume on this exchange. Hold on. You guys wait right there. I think it was here, actually. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Do you guys know what BitConnect is? Here's the trading volume and the price chart for BitConnect on the year. BitConnect was an actual scam. Confirmed scam, whole thing blew up, project is completely forgotten about. Here's the trading volume and the price for BitConnect. Despite us knowing it is a complete and utter scam, it's trading at 14 or 15 cents per coin. Had a little spike here, you could have made money off of that. Could have made some little gains right there. Price change, year to date is up 4.7%. It's already beating the stock market. BitConnect is an actual scam. BitConnect. No cryptocurrency can go to zero. It's not possible. It's a limit function to zero, right? Obviously that, like, if you bought the top at $425 per coin, it is essentially zero, right? You don't have any money left in it. It basically went to zero. And so it's a little gray area that it's like, all right, you're just nitpicking. But I want you guys to fundamentally understand it cannot go to zero. Again, if you bought one BitConnect at $435, now it's at 15 cents, like obviously you're disappointed. It's effectively went to zero, right? It's only worth 15 cents. But I just need, all right, I'll stop beating the dead horse there. But what I will start to beat is this guy's comment about Research Coins tokenomics. So they said the excessive supply of RSC poses a significant challenge to the platform's stability and success. Without an appreciating or stable price, user engagement and investment can wane, as incentives are crucial for sustaining interest and participation. While his statements are true, his merit in stating this is not there. This worry, I don't think, holds any merit. The supply is capped at 1 billion, with a max of 50 million new coins coming into circulation each year, which is 5% of that 1 billion, over the next 12 years. It's going to take 12 years for them to fully dilute the supply. So everyone's tweaking out like, oh my god. Guys, did you know that research coin, only 9% of the coins are in circulation? Did you guys know this? Yeah, everyone knows it. Anyone who can look at it understands that. Anyone who understands tokenomics gets that that doesn't matter. What matters is how long it's going to take. Am I going to be in research coin for 12 years? No, I'm not. So I don't care. All I care about is knowing how much dilution is to come. It's an incentive. Plus, they're using this dilution as an incentive to get people to continue using it. An annual increase of 5% over 12 years does not equate to a consistent 5-year yearly growth due to the compounding effect. Given the 90 million tokens, this incremental growth results in a significant increase in the number of tokens released each year. Yeah, I know. You just are saying it in a way that's trying to like make it sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. But we come over here and we watch a TikTok video from that investor. I like Fiery Patrick. Good. Something went wrong. No. I think I'm sick of like just listening to people who don't deserve a platform have a voice that gets heard. And I think a lot of it comes from the excessive like animation of what they're saying. So they say it with confidence. The thing is that like I understand fundamentally that nobody can truly predict what's going to come, right? And so generally speaking, I move forward with that assertion, understanding that I don't know. Maybe everything I say is wrong. Somebody asks me, will XYZ coin perform? Generally speaking, I say, maybe, maybe not. Here's what I think. But the people who have the largest voice are the people who are just straight up like, no, you're fucking stupid. And so maybe I need to adopt a little bit of that without calling them fucking stupid. Maybe it's time that I start looking and saying things with a stronger oomph in my chest. Even this, look at why tokenomics don't matter. You and I know that's not a valid statement. You and I both know that's not valid. And yes, Bitcoin continuing to plummet. Is the Bitcoin heat map back up yet? No, it's not. All right, let me put my headphones on so I can see. You guys should be able to hear it though now. 60 seems a little loud. The CEO of Coinbase is about to make us rich. He knows it too, which is the funny part. He has a crypto project known as Research Coin, which in 1 month went up 4,000%. I let everyone know about it before it went up that 40x, just FYI. Here's someone in my Discord for proof. And it's not even close to stopping. But Patrick, Research Coin has shit tokenomics. It's only got a market cap of 28 million and a fully diluted market cap of 312 million. That's a huge discrepancy, guys, and it's because only 90 million of the coins are in circulation out of the 1 billion total. Why does that actually not matter? Everyone gets hyperfixated on a point that really doesn't matter. Oh, it's kind of weird. 9% of the coins are in circulation. Here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter how many are in circulation compared to how many are going to be in circulation. What matters is how quickly those coins get put into circulation. Let me show you what I mean. If you'll come with me to the white paper. Oh my god, a white paper? You telling me I have to work for this? And click on RSC tokenomics. Bear with me, we're gonna look at the emission schedule of Research Coin and look at this interesting fact. It's gonna take 12 years for all those coins to get into circulation. They only release 5% of those coins per year. If there's 1 billion coins, that means every year the max that can enter into circulation is 50 million. Which is a lot of dilution, but you just need to factor it in when you're doing your math to see how high the coin might go. It does mean though that the market cap of a website that everyone loves using, if you put it in with Research Coin and then pick Dogecoin and it shows you $134 per Research Coin, it doesn't work because the website doesn't know the dilution you're gonna face. Actually, this web... Fun, huh? No, 90 million will not enter circulation each year. 50 million is a maximum. Last year, they didn't even use all 50 million. They fell short of that amount. So that's just the maximum that could get entered into circulation. Come on, internet. Thank you, Chaos. OMG, you're so smart. Thank you. Come on. You stupid. It does mean, though, that the market cap doesn't work because the website doesn't know the dilution you're gonna face. Actually, this website's never gonna work because it never takes into account the dilution of a coin. But I understand it's fun just to look at numbers. And look at this one, $1,000 per coin if it goes to Dogecoin's all-time high. It's not gonna get that high, but it doesn't change the fact that the CEO of Coinbase... You like that loop? I know you guys saw that loop at the end. The tokenomics, not spectacular. All right, just being completely transparent with it, right? They're not bad. They're not bad tokenomics. It's just not fantastic, right? We got 7.6% in circulation. It's really closer to 9% in circulation. I mean, it is 9% in circulation. These are not true numbers that they have. You can go look at the address to see it. But 9% in circulation at 90 million. 50 million tokens are going to be put into circulation each year. Good morning, Steve the Canadian. Let's go. Happy to see you back here. I was scared that I frightened you off last time. 50 million are going to enter. So if we assume 50 million for both years, 2024 and 2025, because our expectation is to hold this until the peak in 2025, that's 100 million coins that will come into circulation, which means the supply is going to double in the time that we're holding it, which means all the expected returns that we're going to get need to be cut in half. So if this, you get it? So if we think this is going to go to a market cap of $1 billion, which I think it's going to hit without too much difficulty, 100,000 million billion, and we divide it by its current $24 million market cap, that means we get a 41.66x. But you have to understand that if the supply doubles over that same time period, you have to divide this by half, right? Divide it in two. Now we know we're expecting a 20x in the actual value of the token if it only goes to $1 billion market cap. Got it? So the price is going to 20x. So what is that? Times 0.318. That means we can expect a price per research coin of $6. Got it? Make sense? So it's not that the tokenomics are shit. The tokenomics are fine. The tokenomics are what the tokenomics are. You just have to know what the tokenomics are in order to make any educated guesses moving forward. This person, I think, is just trying to fearmonger and like sound smarter than they actually might be. Look a little bit further. Did they really get rid of my replies? You little rats. Bitcoin's bouncing. Bitcoin's bouncing. Divide by 190 million. Yeah. Yeah, see, we'll even get to the same price. We do 1 billion divided by 190 million will bring you pretty much to the same number, right? Plus or minus a little bit. I think I only did 180, right? So we do... Nah, I don't want to do it anymore. What's the coin was cooking? What's the coin was cooking? HNC. I love your English. We're just talking about research coin right there. Wanted to express the importance of paying attention and reading beyond just the numbers you see on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap's a good place to start your research on, but it's not a good place to end your research on. If all you do is look at this, you'd think everything is a piece of shit, including Lake, right? Plus, I'm sorry. On top of that, like, if you looked at it, you would have said the tokenomics are a piece of shit, I'm not going to buy. And then you would have missed a 40x. So you got to look beyond the tokenomics. You come here to Data Lake. Data Lake we've been looking at since the amount in circulation was like 1.4% of the supply. That was before the burn and everything. We've been looking at it since it was we've been looking at it since right around here. You would have missed, again, some pretty gnarly returns had you looked at it and been like, oh, I'm not interested in it because the tokenomics look bad because there's not enough in circulation. I understand. I understand, Steve. Let's see. Crow is less than a penny. She away from my buy price. It's getting good. It was passionate. I got very excited. When you said sick of people who don't deserve a platform having a platform, half a second I questioned if it was me, then I realized you weren't. LOL. I was like, mine is more of a step stool. Bruh, I would never diss you live on air. I only would diss you behind closed doors. To your face. I'm just kidding. I love you, Matt. You are not one of the people I was complaining about. if you guys really thought hard, you probably would see who I'm complaining about. It's just a lot of larger influencers who just like popped out of the woodwork. They just came out of nowhere because the coin's prices started going up and they realized they could get money again. It's just people who like, really anyone who talks bad about DeSci, all right? You want to get on my bad side, just talk bad about DeSci, all right? That's all it takes. You can, I'll put you in your place. You start talking bad about it. Axon DAO, baby, raised 57.93049971635999 ETH. That's quite a bit of ETH. Gotcha. I'm trying to make the questions short. I understand only 3 seconds for Zoomers. That's a hook on a video. God damn it. I am kind of a Zoomer, though. I'm a Gen Z millennial boomer all blended in. I don't understand memes, just like boomers wouldn't understand memes. I'm right on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial. I love... Never mind. What do we need to do to get on your good side? You just learn. Hey, actually, what you need to do to get on my good side is hit that like button. I see we only have 6 likes, but 12 concurrent viewers, which means that you guys just hate me. You guys don't like anything about me. I'm trying my best out here. I'm trying my best, but you guys just don't care. Axon DAO, 21 days, 10 hours until we are able to claim our tokens, which is kind of unfortunate. You missed the Axon DAO. Oh, god damn it, Humbled. That's alright. I wouldn't worry too much about it. They're going to do one final round of sales. This is to generate liquidity. So I would pay attention. In 21 days, I believe they'll do their absolute final round to generate liquidity to like the liquid pools and everything. So they're going to do some sort of incentivization there and do one final round. That'll be people's last chance to get in before it becomes a liquid token you can just buy on the market. They raised below 100 ETH. Yeah, they did not. It's not a big thing, dude. Their goal was 99 ETH. They didn't even hit that. I think previously they raised 12 ETH, so combined now it's close to 70 Ethereum, which is still below that 100 Ethereum goal, right? Crypto community goes very fast, very, very fast. Unfortunately, not even unfortunately, but I did not partake in the pink sale round. I partook in the private sale round beforehand, which I put in the Discord, so everyone in my Discord also got to contribute and also got to partake. But I did not partake in this round, so when I go to connect my Ethereum wallet here, it does not show me how many coins I'm going to be given. But if you did partake, come to Axon DAO, the pink sale here, come to where you contributed your Ethereum, connect the wallet that you contributed with it, and right here it'll tell you how much you're going to receive and when you'll receive it. So you can come check it out. You can also do the math if you want to. The pre-sale rate is 1 ETH equals 642,000 Axon tokens, AXGT. I'm Gen Z. Gen X. Oh, you're right in the middle, that hidden side. The part that the gen that nobody talks about. Yes, Truth, you are already on your good side. I was number 2. Let's go, Goku. Let's go. Why do you think Research Coin will hit $1 billion? I need that opium. Logan, there's a few merits to it. The first merit, in my opinion, is that
some cash.
There will be several DeSci projects that hit $1 billion market cap because the total addressable market is just that big. Research Coin, I think, is going to be one of them because of Brian Armstrong. He's got unlimited amounts of money, and people just want to be in on what he buys. So I think a lot of it will come from hopium and hype. I don't think it'll fundamentally... I would argue that right now, the DeSci projects are slightly below a fair value for them, okay? So I still think there's a good chance to be getting into these, but I think over the next 6 months, they will exceed fair value for a lot of these projects, and the rest will be based off of just hope and hype from a new narrative, right? It's a crypto bubble. I would argue most of crypto right now is around that fair value. Some are probably over, some are probably below, okay? But most of the money that comes from crypto and from any asset class comes from hype and hopium as they propel forward, right? I think the target market is just so astronomically large that people are misunderstanding how high a lot of these projects can get. Athena DAO, I was talking to Laura from Athena DAO in an interview that will come out either this upcoming weekend or the weekend after that. And the target market here for Athena DAO is like $60 billion. And the coins that contribute to the research, I'm not talking about just like funding, I'm talking about like the research, funding the research, let alone if they get products that actually hit the market. It's just insane because the coins are going to trade at a premium to that. They always do. They always do. So this is just one of them. This is just one of them. And that's kind of a long-term outlook, like 10, 15 years from now. But Athena DAO is trading at like $5 million per coin right now. Not per coin. Oh my God, imagine. Athena DAO is trading at a very small market cap. $5 million market cap. I think 10 to 20 years from now, if this is successful, I think the market cap will be upwards of $100 billion. It's 5 million right now. The question is, will it be successful and will you hold it that entire time? I will not be holding it that entire time. I will sell in and out. God damn it, Steve. It's because you slept in. You came in late. This week's going to be good for buying. 3rd week of January, like I've been calling. Ooh, Steve. Steve, we should be listening to you, my man. This is going to be a great week for buying. And the stock market opened 15 minutes ago. I didn't even pay attention to it. It opened, immediately got a little baby sell-off and then popped up, but pretty much no volatility at all. Let's go look at the actual thing. ARKB. Yeah, so stock, it sold off pre-market, market opened, it popped up, and then came down a little bit. You got that pop, and then now we're going through the drop. We'll see how far it goes, but ARK is not having a beautiful time right now. Thank you, Steve. That's all I'm asking for. Get up at 5 a.m. and get ready for the live streams. That's all I need from you, all right? That's all it is. You did say that. I skimmed over it, though. I didn't read it. Bitcoin has to drop so the governments can buy in. Did you know that the U.S. government's actually the largest holder of Bitcoin? So Satoshi owns 1.1 million Bitcoin. The US government holds approximately 200,000, which I know is more than that because I think they got that off of they got more than that off Mount Gox, I think. All right, regardless. 200,000 Bitcoin. The US government already holds a fuck ton of Bitcoin. The US government is the mega whale. I looked into ARK a little bit. It looks intriguing, Steven. It definitely looked intriguing. I think you might be onto something with it. I am in my bulking season, so I've been sleeping a lot. Got to get buff before the world falls apart. You know what's funny is after the catastrophe that was my bodybuilding trophy breaking, you see that? I know you guys see that. 2017. The ring light's kind of irritating it. 2017, professional bodybuilding, natural. They modeled the trophy off of me. After his knee broke, you see that? And a little bit down on his ankle, I posted a couple videos being like, what do I do? And basically what I've discovered is that it's time to get shredded again. Enough acting around. I'm 26. I'm turning 27 in February, literally less than a month. I turned 27 in less than a month. This is like the peak performance years for men, and I am squandering it by being fat and sitting behind a computer. So it's time to bring that guy out again. That's basically what I've determined. Let's see some stage pics. Let me see if I can actually find some. What is the name of it? North Shore Natural Men's Physique. Did they make a YouTube video about it? That'd be crazy if they made YouTube. I don't think so. This is from many, many years ago. Holy shit. I'm a full decade ahead of you, but we're on the same journey. We're always on the same journey. Always on the same journey. You want to know something kind of funny? This is from their Facebook page. I'm going to continue looking for... I'm going to continue to look for the pics, right? But this is from their Facebook page. Men's Physique Novice. Patrick Sullivan placed 5th, which is funny because then you go to Men's Physique... Men's Physique Open. So novice is like you have yet to win, okay? Novice is just people who have never placed first place, okay? I came in 5th amongst those people. But then all those people also competed in open, and I must have like just needed a little bit more time to load up, right? You get your carb loading, your muscle bellies fill out and everything. I must have needed more time to digest, because then when it came to Men's Physique Open, Patrick Sullivan won first, and then I got the P for overall. I won overall as well. I don't know why it's a P, but that little P indicates overall. So funny as hell. Novice, I came in 5th. And then that one I came in, for overall I came in winning the whole thing. There I am. I'm back down here. Let's get some, it's funny, I'll tell you a story about my tan in a minute, but I'm in the overall photo cover. It's crazy to me that they have just a dedicated page just to the 2017. Am I even in this one? Yeah, you see me? I'm standing up nice and tall. Am I the tallest one back there? That's funny. You guys are making me relive my glory days. What's happening to crypto, though? I'm actually going to put this over here just in case I have to sign in. Wait, you're telling me your name isn't that investor? It is. I'm sorry. You're right. This is an alias. I had to use an alias in order to compete so people wouldn't know what's going on, you know? I had to use an alias as a stage name. My real name is, my legal birth name, I can show you my ID, is that investor. It's just that I needed to use an alias because it's weird, like they've refused to accept it, so I had to come up with something else that they could call me. That's all that's happening there. That's kind of a weird question, Steve and Steve. Steven and Steve. ARK is your second biggest hold, but I did shave off some profits. God damn, Steven. That's dedication. That is dedication. I'm going to look for some... Alright, are you guys ready to see oiled up Patrick? You guys ready to see oiled up Patrick? Let's do a poll. Let's poll the people here. It's funny. It's funny. Do we do it? Do I show oiled up that investor? He looks oily as hell. He is super oily. It's funny because I am so unimaginably pale, but then when it comes to like, it doesn't matter. You have to get as much tan and as much artificial coloring as you possibly can. We got 3 votes for yes. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna actually piss myself. So, what should we do? You guys can listen to this.
Capital, some corruption,
I'm gonna go to the
some
bathroom, and I'm gonna
gamifying of the
mute my
system.
mic
So
this
we're not
time so that
actually
you guys
getting
don't
truth.
screw
We're
me
getting
over
some sort of third
by
party's
listening to my-
biased form of truth, and they're doing this to bend the rules and like to their advantage because there's some economic advantage. I'm just throwing this out there. Is this kind of like a rough picture of what the science like system looks like today?
Yeah, I think you absolutely nailed it. And really, it's there are a lot of great analogies there where I would say that science, within the last like 10 to 20 years has done a lot of SEO, where, maybe the initial PageRank algorithm doesn't work quite as well as it used to because there's a lot of money on the line. And individuals within this system, want to maximize their ability to receive money in the future. So scientists have done SEO on their work, and they're generating more like clicks and therefore citations, and the result is that like the end Google search results are less valuable than they were 20 years ago because of this sort of self-awareness. And really the term is Goodhart's law. So the idea that a measure ceases to be a good measure when it becomes a target for behavior. So scientists, they're really bright people. And there's this hyper competitive job market where less than 2% of first year PhD students become.
Was it valuable information? All right, we got 100% of you guys saying yes. We got 8 votes. All right, you ready? None. I've scrolled past the photo. Oiled up, ready to go, baby. Look at that guy. Got the same haircut as I have right now, which is probably why I didn't want this haircut. Oiled up and ready to go. Look at those shoulder caps. Look at that chest plate. Look at that oily bronze statue. Oh my God, he's on his tippy toes. That little baby calf there. Oh God, the photos are hysterical looking back at it because it's like, this was 300 weeks ago. How crazy. 300 weeks ago. This is on stage at that competition that I ended up winning. So I lost to both of these guys in novice. But then when I went on for the open, I ended up winning. Despite his arms explicitly being larger than mine, if you look at the hip placement, both of them did not know how to pose appropriately. I knew how to pose. You get that hip placement to make the waist look tiny. They had their hands on the wrong hips, accentuating improper curves. The wrong foot is forward. That does not make you look small. That makes you look small everywhere. You need to angle your waist. Yeah, I'll just show you. All right, I'll just show you. We'll just stand up. So when you're doing it, right, you gotta have like this. Putting your front foot forward makes your entire body look small. Right? It makes your waist look small, but your entire body looks small. When you put your front foot backwards, it makes you look large, and then you just angle the waist so your waist looks small, but the rest of your body looks huge. So I just basically, while both of them were bigger than me, I think, they just didn't know how to pose. There's value in the details here. 339 weeks ago. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, this is the past life. This was my past social media, which I was trying to grow. I was trying to be shredded. I was trying to be a fitness influencer. Do you guys know who Mike O'Hearn is? This is my claim to fame, okay? This is my claim to fame from my fitness days. Bodybuilding tip of the day. Yes, sir. I should save that for Fitness Friday, huh? Good posing is like 60% of the scorecard. I couldn't agree more, Steven. I couldn't agree more. Do you guys know who Mike O'Hearn is? This is me now, though. A little fatty. That's even 213 weeks ago. That's funny. Mike O'Hearn. Probably the biggest and the most famous social media bodybuilding dude. He never competed. He claims he's all natty. He claims he's never taken a steroid in his life. A lot of cool stuff happening. Did it die? My bodybuilding account? Yeah. If you're into bodybuilding, of course you know O'Hearn. I'm saying, I thought he was like world renowned, but there's so many people in crypto who have no idea who he is, and I get it. Crypto's not bodybuilding. Did it die? I feel as if I need to address the elephant in the room, and then I will let it be, and we will continue on. But Gene did not play out how I was anticipating it. You see this? Gene fell all the way down to 1.5 cents. I was expecting a breakout to the other side. It did not. So I was saying accumulate, 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 and it's not playing out the way that I thought it would. With that being said, I don't expect I will regret purchasing Gene at $5 million, but I was waiting for that confirmation of breakout before I really started accumulating anymore, and no. Lost connection as soon as you brought up Mike. God damn it. Mike doesn't want you guys knowing. Mike doesn't want you guys here. He doesn't want those investors knowing about his rampant steroid use. Oh. Mike blocked my old account. Mike blocked my Instagram bodybuilding account because I was commenting on his stuff saying that he was taking steroids. And he did not like that. Now, if we're going to be honest, if we're going to be self-admittant here, okay, just like there are freaks of nature who are 7 feet, 8 feet tall, right? Just as there are weird people who happen to be way taller than they ever should be, right? Because of growth hormone and like genetic alterations that make them huge, it is possible that Mike O'Hearn is natural. It is possible that he is just the bodybuilding equivalent to this man here, you know? There are extremes on either side of all of it. So while I don't think it's probable, it is possible that he is totally natural and just like has that myostatin deficiency. Myostatin deficiency is like, let's go to cows. I forget the actual science, but essentially having a deficiency in myostatin tells your muscles there's no stopping point for growing. You can just grow indefinitely. So some cows have it, and they're starting to breed cows to have it more and more. But it's possible that he's just the equivalent of this, you know? I never know. You never know. It is